Welcome to Level Up, where you get the score on video games. This final submission in Bat Month has some deep nostalgia for me because it mixes together three of the things I can clearly remember enjoying the most as a kid. The first would obviously be Batman, and the second would be video games. The third thing this week's game mixes up is Legos. Yeah, I enjoyed the little bricks as a kid, and a few years back, mostly with Lego Star Wars, they've made a big uprising in video games. So let's take a look at Lego Batman the video game for the Nintendo Wii. The basic plot is pretty much the same as last week's. A bunch of villains escape, they cause crimes, and it's up to Batman and Robin to stop them. This time though, they didn't cheap out on the villains with a total 15 baddies divided up in teams with leaders Riddler, Joker, and Penguin. All three have their own plans, and every character shines with a bit of their own personality. Here's the thing though, no one can talk in Legoland. I should probably consider this a good thing when you think about how Batman sounds in recent adaptations.
You are not speaking anything any human can understand. Enunciate.
I still love that video. Instead, the game relies on extreme body language to tell the tale, which is awesome since they are Lego. It's exaggerated to a comical point, and I think it's something you really have to see. However, when you have limited facial expressions and have to show directly what you're thinking with actions, it makes it so there's absolutely no depth to the characters. But this is Lego Batman the video game. You really shouldn't be expecting all that much depth anyways. What has to happen happens, and the message that needs to get across gets across, all while still being entertaining. What more could you ask for? Now, I haven't really played any other Lego game developed by Traveller's Tales. I maybe played all of 5 minutes of Lego Star Wars. But from what I've seen, the gameplay isn't too different from game to game, almost becoming its own subcategory. Mostly, it's the regular adventure platforming type game where you beat enemies and solve a variety of puzzles. However, there is one main gameplay element I think is pretty unique. Since your world is made of Lego, you can destroy objects and rebuild them into the devices you need. By the way, I just gotta mention the sound. Get used to it, because everything you destroy makes that noise. Play this game too much and you'll eventually hear it all the time. And you will be destroying a lot of stuff, not only to figure out what you need to build, but also because you get the form of money in this game by breaking random crap. There's a lot to collect and buy, so yeah, you'll be trying to break everything. However, the gameplay tries to mix it up sometimes. First up, in every episode, there's at least one vehicle level. I have to say I don't like these. They aren't the refreshing change they were going for like the shooting levels in The Death and Return of Superman. I find they mostly feel like the same thing, but with a big character that has a hard time moving around. I've seen a lot of critics say that they like these, so maybe it's just me, but I just found it to be a sudden roadblock in the gameplay. Another mode, for want of a better term, that I do like is the ability to play the villain side of the story. This is not only because playing as a bad guy is normally always more fun, but because you keep changing characters in villain mode. This means you have to keep adapting to different abilities every level. As Batman and Robin, you're given different costumes throughout a level, but it's just not the same thing as such a permanent and drastic change. This game was fun and definitely lived up to the expectations my nostalgia put in place for me. Though it has a few flaws. It can become mindless quickly, it's easy to go in circles if you don't know what to do, and it's too easy, making it impossible to get game over. Almost the exact opposite problem the other two Batman games had. But all of this is pretty easy to ignore due to how much fun simply playing as Batman characters in Lego form can be. The game's look is really cool, the music is awesome, actually using Danny Elfman's amazing score, and the gameplay is overall enjoyable. The only people I can see not enjoying this game are those adults who refuse to have any type of inner child. I give Lego Batman the video game for the Nintendo Wii 8.5 levels out of 10. Hope you've enjoyed this year's August theme of Bat Month. I'm Leo Melanson, and now you know the score.